Welcome to the 11 a.m. call here at day 6 of the EDP Kitesurf Pro Cascais 2012. This is the morning show. I'm Sky Solbach.
Ben Meyer. It's Coffee Talk.
This is Coffee Talk, so welcome back, everyone. Well, as you can see there on our action cam, some great surf out there this morning. A little pack of surfers sitting out the back and catching some great little right-handers off that outside sandbar. But unfortunately, not too much wind to speak of at the moment, as expected in our forecast. But we are standing by to hear what our contest director and head judge have to say at the riders' meeting this morning, and we'll go ahead and wait for that call to come in.
Yeah, here we are, another day. Unfortunately, it looks like the conditions aren't quite cooperating with us this morning, but as we've discussed over the last few days, you never know what's going to happen, especially as soon as this kind of overcast haze burns off for the morning. Potentially, we could have this marine layer burn off and have some wind push in. Obviously, the swell is stuck around, if not increased overnight, which is nothing but positive news.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's looking really fun out there for a surf this morning. It's pretty much oil slick glass at the moment, and some surfers, competitors out there taking a little warm-up surf this morning. We just saw a couple guys getting some little barrels on that inside bar. And yeah, some really fun waves on offer. That new swell has pushed in and filled in nicely overnight, and we're expecting to see another reinforcement and an increase in swell over the next couple of days. And well, looks like one of our competitors possibly up and riding there. And yeah, just another great day in Guincho.
Another great day. Not quite exactly what we wanted, but as it is with any event, lucky we have a 10-day holding period in order to get the conditions perfect for us to run this event. The forecast is looking good for the remainder of the week. Starting tomorrow and then into the weekend, it looks like we should have some favorable conditions for both wave size and wind speed. Last I checked, I think it was an increasing swell to about 2 meters with 10 to 11 second interval, and wind speeds in the evening getting up to that 17 to 20 knot range.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, just to give you an idea of what a 2-meter swell with a 10-second period looks like out here, right now I think it's only calling for about 1.5 meters at an even shorter period than that.
Yeah, so even a meter.
If even that, I think it's 1.2 or something along those lines. So that will be quite a significant increase in swell over the next couple of days, and if this forecast holds true, it looks like we should get some contestable winds as well. But again, that's anyone's guess. So for the time being, we'll just have to sit back, relax, and try to keep you guys entertained here on the morning show with Ben and Sky.
Well, let's talk a little bit about yesterday and the day before our first day of action. Was actually day 3 was our first day of action. Day 1 of action was day 3 of the event. As you see, a nice little right-hander there on the action cam. Yesterday was another lazy day, and we kind of got teased there in the morning with some early morning wind, and the waves were not quite as big as now, but easily contestable if we would have had that wind sort of push in a bit more. And it was actually pretty close yesterday. The head judge and the rest of the judging panel was actually down on the water. You know, we've heard a few radio calls back and forth saying that we should go ahead and get it underway, but after further discussion and talking with some of the riders, just didn't feel like it gave a proper chance to the riders to showcase their talent in those conditions.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we saw some riders out there warming up yesterday and kind of getting ready, and a lot of people were, you know, I think we all thought it was going to happen, and we were going to get out there and compete, but unfortunately it was just kind of, that wind was kind of wafting in and out. We kind of had a little heat bubble on the beach that was kind of keeping the wind out to sea. And unfortunately, just not quite what we want to be able to showcase kite surfing, high-performance kite surfing in the real in the way that it can be showcased by our riders.
With any event, you know, you kind of get a little bit of antsy to try to get this thing off and going, especially as the days click on and the holding period gets less and less. But definitely, it's worth the wait, especially if the forecast is looking like the conditions are going to be better later in the week, more contestable, give a more fair shot to all the riders in the contest. And yesterday's call is sort of just a testament to the dedication of both the riders and the contest organizers and head judges to really give everyone the best possible chance to be riding in the best possible conditions that Guincho Beach has to offer.
Yeah, for sure, and also to offer all of our viewers out there online a great show, and so that you guys can actually tune in and see some great action here by the world's best riders.
Well, since it's been a couple of days since we've seen some action, why don't we go ahead and play our recap clip from our first day of action, which was day 3, just to sort of refresh your memories on what we did see and what the conditions do look like when everything is firing here. So we'll step away for a minute, hear a little bit from our sponsors, and then go to our day 1 of competition, our day 3 wrap-up clip.
Yeah, we're here day 3 for the KSP Pro Tour here on Guincho Beach. And for the first 2 days, we've had less than stellar conditions for the contest to be run. The waves have been phenomenal since we got here. And for the first 2 days, all the riders were out surfing and paddling them to some bombs actually that were rolling in. Today, actually, when we woke up in the morning, it was clear, it was sunny. It looked like the wind line wanted to push in, so everyone was kind of had this buzz on the beach that we thought that the contest was going to be run today. And sure enough, come about 1:30, 2 o'clock, the wind came in, the waves were holding for us to be able to run the event today, and it was just great conditions to be able to get the first 5 heats off today here at Guincho.
Game time, baby. It's game time.
Big puffs.
Win, finally. Let's pray to stick around, huh? Till the end of the day. Yeah. And probably when the tide come up, a little bit more waves.
Got a heat with Canada next. The UK against one of our countries.
Yeah, one of the dependencies. God
Doing it for the Queen.
God save the Queen.
For the live webcast, we hope to see you every day at 10 a.m. We'll be waiting for you to tune in. We'll be there ready to watch the heats and check out all the action and recap the previous day and what we can expect for the rest of the competition. Join us every day on the live stream.
Welcome back to the morning show. This is day 6 of the EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais. If you're just joining us, this is the morning show with Ben and Sky, and we just saw that wrap-up clip from day 3's action. Some of the standouts from that day, definitely Sebastian Ribeiro with the highest heat score total of the event so far. And we saw Kiahi de Abotis throwing some new school progressive airs in there. as well as Felipe Ferreira and a handful of other riders. And
the little cover-up barrel by Me Too Montero, which in my opinion was the highlight of the day, the wave of the day, kind of being able to pick out a little something right there on the reform on the inside that no one was really expecting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was kind of shifty conditions that day, shifty beach break, and Mitu did really well to find that little cover up on the inside. And some great action there from round one, and we can't wait to get this thing going again with this increase in swell, and hopefully this next wind forecast looking very promising. And we actually just got the call from our head judge, Brad Price, and our contest director, that they are going to put us on hold for the day. We're going to have quite a long holding pattern here. The next call will come at 4 p.m. this afternoon, so they're going to give it a nice few hours to allow this fog to hopefully burn off and possibly get a breeze filling in this afternoon.
Yeah, again, that's it's approximately 11:15 a.m. here local time, so that puts us on hold for just over 4 hours. No one's really anticipating the wind to come in before then, based on the cloud cover. That'll probably take until later in the afternoon until there's a chance that this may burn off. And if it does burn off, then we of course have the possibility of wind filling in for the evening time. But for the time being, everyone decided that it was probably a better idea to put everyone on hold until 4 p.m. So we will do the same. We will check back after we're done with our morning show. We will check back with you guys at 4 o'clock for the next update.
Yeah, and that's going to allow the riders to go have kind of a nice leisurely day, go maybe drive up the coast, go have a surf at some of the other beautiful beaches around Cascais, and just kind of take it easy for the day, for the afternoon, and then hopefully allow the breeze to maybe fill in this afternoon and maybe get this thing underway this evening.
Yeah, again, we're on hold till 4 p.m. Hoping, as Sky said, to get this thing underway and going, but we can only take what nature gives us, and she's been kind to us today with some waves. So as Sky was saying, I know we're all going to get out there and go for a bit of a paddle.
Yeah,
and,
that's for sure.
Try to pull into some waves for the afternoon as we're waiting for that 4 p.m. call. And Sky just mentioned our head judge, Brad Price. I also want to talk a little bit more about our judging panel. We have a great international judging panel, which I think is important to have a lot of different perspectives, not only from different walks of sport, whether that be kiteboarding or surfing or both combined, but also from different countries. I think it's very important to have a different aspect based on which, in different countries there's lots of different conditions, which kind of breeds a different riding skill set. Yeah. I think it's awesome to have this panel with us to be able to bring a lot of their own perspective and their learning process from other parts of the world.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have a really diverse group, a really diverse judging panel, and as Ben said, that's really important when it comes to judging these riders.
And so in addition to Brad Price, who's currently living in Maui, Hawaii, he's acting as our head judge, and then our judging panel, first off is Felix Pivek, who is also living in Hawaii on Oahu, but is Australian. So he's bringing almost two different parts of the world perspective.
Yeah, for sure. And anyone who's been around the sport for a few years would know Felix's name. He's been one of the most influential riders in the surf over the last, I would say, 10 years. And, just bringing a lot of knowledge and experience to the table there from a surfing background as well as a kite surfing background.
Exactly. And second judge we have is Lex Dons. And he's from in and around the Amsterdam area, or?
Yep, he's from the Netherlands. I think he lives in Amsterdam.
Okay, yeah. And he's again bringing us more of a direct surfing link, which is valuable in a contest situation where we're trying to reward that surf mentality and trying to reward that surfing vision in the waves with a kite.
Yeah, for sure. And Lex came on tour last year. He was one of our judges all year last year, the first year of the KSP, and coming, as Ben said, from a strictly surfing background, he's traveled all over the place and surfed waves all over Europe and all over the world for that matter. And after seeing what we were able to do on the kite last year, Lex has now started kiting himself, and we saw him out here warming up with some of the riders last week, and just really inspired by what the kite surfers are able to do on a surfboard, and now he's starting to take part in that crossover.
As you see on our action cam here, a nice little set was rolling in. again, just here on hold, hoping that the wind comes in and lets our kiters get out there and utilize this this fresh swell that's coming in.
And our third judge on the panel is Carla Twalkemeyer. She is from Germany originally, now living in Austria. And Carla, again, is coming from a strictly surfing background. She has not quite made that crossover to kiting yet, although we expect her to do so pretty soon. She's been pretty inspired by what she's seen on tour. She was one of our judges last year. And yeah, just great to have Carla on tour with us.
We also have Jose Luengo, longtime professional kite surfer, and again, kind of one of the early pioneers of guys who were really trying to go after that strapless effort in the waves. Currently living in Tarifa, but I actually got a chance to spend a lot of time with him this winter in the Dominican Republic, living on the north shore of the Dominican Republic in Cabarete. A mecca for kiteboarding, whether you're focused on surf or focused on freestyle twin tip riding. That place is definitely somewhere to visit before your kiteboarding life ends. But Jose definitely giving a great perspective in both that kite surfing and how to cross that over into a surfing realm, and also a great. He's a great person to have spent a lot of time in different parts of the world in the Caribbean. For those of riders that we may have that might have spent some time in the Caribbean versus in Europe, and also a frequent traveler.
Yeah, for sure. And Jose again is from Spain. I think you mentioned that, and he has a lot of competition experience as a rider. We saw him. He was competing on the world tour. I think on the KPWT when that was still going. For a lot of years and placing really well. I think he was actually world champion of that tour when it was still going. So, bringing a lot of knowledge not only from a judging perspective, but also he knows what it's like to be a rider. And our fifth judge on the panel is our local judge right here from Portugal, Nuno Gomez. So he's coming from a surfing background, and it's also really important for us to incorporate a local judge into our judging panel. He knows the local conditions and knows what this place has to offer and how these waves can be surfed to their fullest potential.
Yeah, definitely. He serves as sort of a go-to guy for even the conditions for the day and kind of what we can expect based on wind and especially waves, by looking out at the bay and saying, by 3 o'clock today, we should be able to see something, or I've seen this swell before, or this swell direction, and this is what we can expect. So definitely it's invaluable to have a local expert on hand to be able to update the staff and the judges and the riders every day on kind of what they can expect for the day. And again, we're on hold here until 4 p.m. is the next call. Probably putting us at a first possible start between 4:30 and 5, depending on what the conditions look like at 4 p.m. But again, we're going to have to wait and see how that looks and make the call when we know more.
Yeah, for sure. All we can do at this point is kind of keep our fingers crossed and hope that wind fills in. We're not expecting great conditions this afternoon based on the forecast, but again, anything can happen. So we'll just have to wait and see. So I think we are going to cut over to one of our riders, Kari Shibavag. We caught up with her earlier in the week to get her perspective on life on tour this year and what we can expect from her. So we're going to cut over to a short interview here from Kari Shibavag.
Now I'm here with Kari Shibavag, who won the PKA World Wave Tour last year. Kari, you've been getting into waves in the last few years, and it seems like you really enjoy riding the waves. Which places have you traveled to? Tell us a little bit about the PKA Tour last year, and what are you looking forward to this year?
Yeah, I've been competing in the waves for the last 4 or 5 years in KPWT and PKA. And I've been traveling a lot, like around in Norway, because we have a lot of nice wave spots, and also Cape Town, Peru. I've been around in Portugal, Spain, so I've been traveling a lot to try to find good waves and good conditions.
And the PKA Tour last year, you won both events, you did really well. Which spots did you go to, and how did those events go for you?
Yeah, we went to 2 spots last year. We were in Morocco, where beautiful, nice side of wind with really nice waves, so I'm a lot in Morocco to kite there. Yeah. And also I went to Lanzarote. It's like conditions like here, so it's also nice. It's side-on wind, with a bit like waves, like just like here. So it's nearly like being in Lanzarote.
I think it's a little warmer there. But well, congratulations again on your victory last year. That got you a wildcard spot for the KSP straight away. So now this year you are going to follow the whole KSP tour. Are you excited about that? And which one is the event that you look forward to the most?
Yeah, I'm happy to come and do the 4 events. I hope it will be more events actually, because I like to compete. I'm looking forward to this event. Because this is like my conditions. I love when it's strong, hardcore waves. Yeah, so I think this is the event I'm looking forward to most.
Good luck in this one. I did hear that you just got off a boat somewhere in the cold waters and you were doing live, like an online, no, actually a TV show or something like that. I don't know much about it, but tell us, what did you do?
Yeah, I've been 2 months on a boat making a TV program from Norway. And it will also be out on other countries, but it will be 8 programs, and we are 8, 9 competitors. Like, it's not a competition, but we are all together on this boat doing different kinds of sports, skiing. There are speed riding, I'm kiting. So we did a lot of stuff, fishing. So was in the World Championship in fishing. So I had a lot of fun. And now
how did you do?
I think we got 4th or something. It was really good. The captain got one really big one.
Well, that sounds fun. Definitely like a big adventure. 2 months on a boat and doing all different things. Sounds just like you. Well, I can only wish you good luck for this event and then obviously for the whole season. Welcome on the KSP and back to Sky and Ben.
Well, we just heard from our Norwegian female rider on tour there, Kari Skibavag, who did really great on the PKRA tour last year, taking down that tour and getting the PKRA wildcard into the KSP tour this year. So we're really stoked to have Kari on tour. She'll be with us all year at all 4 of our events. And yeah, really interesting to hear what she was saying about you know, just loving to compete and loving hardcore conditions, and you know, hopefully we'll be able to get that really strong wind to be able to compete here at Gincho.
Yeah, it's a little bit less than hardcore the last couple of days, but I know the first day that I arrived, I was overpowered on a 7-meter kite and well overhead waves rolling in, and that's we're probably not quite expecting that much wind over the next few days, but definitely the same, if not bigger, wave size. As we've been switching back and forth through to some of our camera angles, you can see that there's no shortage of rideable waves that are coming in, both on the outside and little reforms on the inside of a couple of guys trying to pull into some little barrels. So we can only hope that sticks around, which it's supposed to. It's supposed to increase to, I think I just looked at it, like 2.6 meter. We were kind of unsure. It was kind of around that 2.1 meter, but it looks now that coming into tomorrow and the next day, it's going to increase to that 2.6 meter range.
Yeah, I mean, and that's going to almost double the size of what we're seeing out there at the moment, which, as you can see on our action cam there, is about somewhere in the chest to head high range. So we can expect some really fun, you know, sort of medium range surf there over the next few days, and that's going to be incredible to see if we can get some heats running in that. So it was also interesting to hear Kari's perspective on wanting to have more events this year. Or, you know, in the next years on tour. We actually held our annual general meeting for the KSP here at the beginning of the event, just before the kickoff of the EDP Kite Surf Pro, and you know, a lot of different perspectives on how many events we should be running. The general consensus feedback we're getting from the industry and from the majority of the riders is actually less events on tour. You know, this year we actually have 4 events. And we're looking into the years to come. I don't think we're going to have more than 5 events on tour, just to sort of spread it out. You know, our focus for the tour is really to visit the best locations in the world, and really, you know, with that longer holding period, 10 days, really give it the best possible chance of the best conditions, and running those events in the best possible periods for the best chance of getting good swell and good wind. So we probably won't see any more than 4 to 5 events on tour, at least for the next few years.
And even if you kind of multiply that out, again, assuming my math is correct, and I'm not sure if I've had enough of our espresso yet this morning on Coffee Talk to fully rely on my math skills, but even that's 50 days, you know, of holding periods in some of the best locations if we limit that cap to 5. Again, which isn't a huge amount, but it's a pretty serious commitment to even just 5 places scattered around the world, and picking, like you said, the best places and being able to spend 10 days minimum at every spot. And I would even venture to say that most people stay for more of an average of 15 based on that sort of beginning and after competition zone.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the great thing. You know, the locations we're going to are. Well, thank you, Bonji, for the morning espresso. Cheers, Ben. You know, the places we're visiting are places that our riders really want to go visit and spend a bit of time. So, like we saw here, most riders were showing up, you know, some of them even 2 weeks in advance for the event, getting used to the conditions and enjoying the beauty of this region in Portugal. And a lot of them are staying, you know, for a week or two after the event, so spending a good chunk of time. You know, they're able to do photo shoots and videos and things for their sponsors, in addition to also competing on the tour. So, offering riders, you know, a great platform, not only with the KSP, but also an excuse to travel to such an amazing location and do a lot of other things.
Well, and you want to be able to take advantage, as we see a nice little set rolling in here. You want to be able to take advantage of the spots that you're at, and in the more, again, partnerships that we sort of pick up as the years go around. Hopefully that means that we will be revisiting certain spots, and we are this year revisiting Mauritius after them hosting a 2011 tour stop, and being able to spend some more time here, especially in a young tour, as we're trying to really showcase the direction that surfing in the waves is going. Being able to revisit certain locations around the world is gonna give all of our tour riders sort of an education on how better to ride that particular spot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, each place that we're visiting is unique in its own way and has its little intricacies. And I think as we start to, you know, revisit these places in years to come, we're going to see, you know, particular waves that are suited to, you know, a particular rider's style of riding. And, you know, we'll see standouts in each location, no doubt. And as the years go on, you know, people will learn to ride those waves in all its intricacies. And, you know, we'll see a long history. So,
yeah, so it's always great to hear the perspective of our riders, and then also the philosophy of what the KSP is in general. Thus entering our 2nd year of the tour, this being the first event of the 2nd year. Again, we just want to reiterate, this is the 11 a.m. call, and we are on hold for the event until 4 p.m. this afternoon, with the first possible start probably half an hour or an hour later, based on whether or not the conditions provide themselves contestable this afternoon. We are looking at a pretty solid marine layer still stuck over us, with a great swell that's rolling in, but definitely not the conditions for wind to be able to get our riders up and going out there. And also, just to say again, if you're watching this live, then welcome. Nice to see you. Good morning. If you're watching this on a rebroadcast or on one of the on-demand days, there's right below us here, there's a little scroll bar, and if you move that, you can actually jump forward in the day. So you can look up at what the next call is. Where right here we're at next call 4 p.m. If you check that out, you're able to actually use that scroll bar and scroll ahead to skip through the updates, and then get yourself to when the action starts, and anyway, be able to easily navigate around the heats on demand.
Yeah, exactly. You can always just scroll forward, catch up in time, and bring it back to to live. So I think we caught up with another one of our riders down on the beach over the last couple of days. He's a rider from the U.S. who's joining us on the KSP for the first time. His name is Cameron Beal, coming from Santa Barbara, California, I believe. And we're going to hear a little bit more from Cameron, and we will be right back after his interview.
Hi, I'm here with Cameron, and we're really happy to have you here on tour. Being such a waterman, I know you spend quite a bit of time on the water. In fact, you live on the water, yes?
Correct.
Why don't you tell me a bit about your home?
Yeah, I have a old racing sailboat, 40-footer. It's old 1-ton design, and it's given it to me from a friend, and just been upkeeping it for about 6 or 9 months now, and making it a little more comfortable. And
It's great. It's really fun.
That is awesome. So you basically live and breathe the water 24 hours a day. That's kind of an advantage. So your home spot then is in California. You're our only rider here from California on tour. How does your home spot help you prepare? What are the conditions like there? Do you have a favorite spot? Tell us about Santa Cruz.
Yeah, well, there's actually a number of spots in California that I ride consistently, and there's one spot in particular that's very, very similar to here, geographically wise, and with the waves and the beach and everything. And with the wind we got the other day, it really reminded me of home, so I felt really comfortable, and I was really stoked to be here. It was cool.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me a lot of California too.
Yeah.
So being here on tour, what are your goals for this season? Do you have any particular things that you want the judges to see and you want to show them? Or do you have any personal goals for the year at each location?
Oh, well, I don't know. I spent a lot more time surfing than I did kiting in my life, so I'm just kind of trying to feel this event out and see what they're looking for as far as the judges, and also what the waves allow, and just trying to keep it as an extension of my surfing, really, when it's windy, and no one wants to paddle out when it's windy, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to do both, be on the water all the time. What a great new chapter for you. It's really exciting for you to be able to move into this and kind of branch out. It is definitely an amazing new way to surf. So we're really excited to see you out on the water, and can't wait to see you here at Portugal and everywhere else. Thanks so much for joining us, and look forward to seeing you out there.
Cool, thanks, Justin.
Back to you.
So we just heard from the Californian on tour there, Cameron Beal. I got to paddle out with Cameron a few days ago, and we had that last swell and caught a few waves with him and kind of caught up with him in the water. And yeah, really interesting. Lives on a boat in California, spends a lot of time on the water, as he was mentioning there, both on a boat and paddling, surfing, kiting whenever it's windy. And certainly great to have Cameron on tour with us this year. So it'll be exciting to see what he brings to the table. As he said, these conditions here in Guincho really similar to his home break there in California, and he's really comfortable in these conditions. And if we can get some wind happening in the next few days, it's going to be really cool to see Cameron's heat out there.
Yeah, it's really cool too to hear a lot of crossover surfers kind of come into the scene and really not really know where to take kite surfing other than to, as Cameron said, make it an extension of their surfing. And I think that's sort of the goal and the vision for a lot of people who are really pushing that sort of surf realm of kiteboarding, is to say that really there's no difference between what you can do on a surfboard and what you can do on a surfboard with a kite, other than that you're actually utilizing just one more power of nature that you're not able to utilize just paddling out.
Yeah, for sure. And I know Cameron shapes a lot of his own boards. The other day when I paddled out with him, he was on one of his own designs, and I think it was a 5.9 by 19, something like that, kind of a rounded pin with a real wide nose, and just a really interesting looking shape that he was working on. And it's a board that he surfs and kites, so he uses the same board for both. And yeah, really just making kite surfing an extension of his surfing. And as he said, no one wants to paddle out when it's windy and blown out, so the kite just allows you to get out there and catch a bunch of waves that you normally wouldn't bother paddling for, and just keeps you in the water wet and having fun. So
yeah, and I think that the sort of other things that kiteboarding allows too, just like with surfing, when you begin to surf, you sort of use maybe some bigger boards, some floatier boards, some longer boards to sort of get the feel of how it feels to catch a wave and paddling in. And I think kite surfing actually allows a lot of the same thing with, being able to start with foot straps and use foot straps and sort of, have foot straps be able to connect the board to you. So if you get yourself into trouble, you can jump over a wave face. You can everything's sort of attached a bit more to your feet, and as you get better or you progress, and if you want to try something different, taking the straps off, as we see most of our competitors riding strapless, to really get that surf feel back and that sort of freedom of movement as you get better. And I think that's the cool thing about kiteboarding too, and kite surfing in the waves, is it's not something that's just dedicated towards an advanced riding style. Like, it allows you to get into the sport relatively easy. I'm not sorry, the sport, but that realm of kiteboarding relatively easily, and being able to transfer it as you advance and as you want to try more advanced moves and you know, really increase your performance. You have the option to do that, and I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, you just get, the thing about kite surfing is you just, as opposed to surfing, is you just get so much time on your feet on the board. You know, you can progress a lot quicker, I would say, than you can when you're just paddling around looking for waves. So, you know, a lot of really cool things that kite surfing offers, and you know, just an extension of surfing, but you know, just a different way to ride waves and a different way to approach waves.
And again, we're here at the 2012 EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais. We are at our 11 a.m. update, even though we're about 40 minutes into our morning show by now.
We're rambling on again.
But again, this is our we're on call until 4 p.m. is the next update that we'll have, and hopefully, if conditions allow, we'll be 30 minutes to an hour after that of the red flag raise. And as I just mentioned, this is the EDP Pro. They are our title sponsor. They are powered by nature. Really cool to have them as a partnership in this, as we've been talking about the entire time, just based on their commitment to wind energy. We'd also like to thank our industry sponsors, Underground, Nash, North, Best, Cabrina, Ozone, and F1, and a special shout out to Best being our primary industry sponsor.
Yeah, for Best really stepping up and supporting this event. We've seen some of their ads running over the last couple days on the live webcast. And they, of course, are launching that new kite, the Cabo, during this event. And they just announced a new team rider there, Pedro Henrique, who we saw in one of the earlier heats of round one. So, yeah, huge thank you to Best for supporting this event, one of our sponsors here for the EDP Kite Surf Pro. And, of course, we'd also like to thank the city of Cascais.
Exactly. And they've been nothing but hospitable, as you can see in the images we've been bringing you. It's a beautiful surrounding area. If you need a spot perhaps that not a lot of people come and visit, and in the water definitely has people in the lineup, but such a friendly atmosphere that there's room for everyone on Guincho Beach in the city of Cascais.
I mean, it's such a wide open coastline here. You know, I mean, we're looking at live images from Guincho Beach here, which is kind of the go-to spot for a lot of people from this kind of immediate area. But as you drive up the coast, both up and down the coast, the north and south, there's tons of little nooks and crannies and bays and reef breaks and beach breaks and
nooks and crannies.
Oh yeah, you know, you got points and bays and all kinds of places to go surf and waves all over the place. So you can definitely get away from the crowds and find your own little spot and go paddle out with your friends, go for a surf, go for a kite, and just a beautiful little corner of Europe here.
Definitely a beautiful area. We're going to step away for 1 minute for a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, I think we might have been able to catch up with another one of our tour riders.
Hey guys, my name is Sylvain Orange. I'm also known as Rata. That's how I sign my paintings. I'm the artist who painted Azurios du Mar, which you have right here, first of a series of 4 paintings. So here is the deal. Join Cascais and I in supporting Blue. This painting can be yours. Bid now on charitybuzz.com. See you in the waves.
We just heard from Rata there, great little program, charitybuzz.com. Make sure to go over there and bid on that painting. All of the proceeds of the sale of that painting will go to benefit the Blue Marine Foundation. They are a UK-based non-profit association dedicated to the preservation and protection of our oceans. So a great painting for a great cause there, and a huge thanks to Rata if you're there watching. Yeah, great, awesome little program there. So I think we caught up with one of our other riders, Ben, just a few days ago. She is a rider who we saw on tour last year. She's from the Netherlands, and her name is Suzanne Kuiper. And I think I got that pronunciation correct. For if there's
sounded correct. You speak Dutch. Don't ask me.
I speak Netherlands. And so we're going to cut to this quick interview from Suzanne.
We'll be back momentarily.
I'm here with Suzanne. Nice to see you today. Wonderful to be out here. We're so happy to have you here as a wild cord here at Guincho Beach in Portugal. So happy you could be here. How have you prepared to be here at this competition? Have you done any training in the winter, and where do you like to ride in the off season?
In the winter I was in South Africa 2 times. In between I had to work. I worked in the winter in Dubai, so I could it was a good combination. I worked 2 months and then a month off, so in that month I was in South Africa. And we had a pretty good swell, so and there was wind, so yeah, I trained, it was a good training.
Awesome, that's a great experience, very good training. So in Dubai, why were you in Dubai? What do you do for work?
I'm a coastal engineer, so I was there, yeah, they're extending an island, and it's just, I was on the project. So it was yeah, really nice that I could combine that with the training.
Yeah. What a great experience. That's quite a difference of location, so that's an interesting thing. I bet you learned a lot from that.
Yeah, Dubai is so different. I even kite over there, but only not really waves, so that was a bummer. But yeah, I could be on the water, and yeah, in South Africa I kited every day and surfing, so it was good.
That's great. Even with your busy schedule, you managed to fit it in, get in your practice and your training, and do what you love. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to here on Guincho Beach, here at this spot? How do you feel about the waves and the conditions?
Yeah, it's different. Where I trained in South Africa with wind from the left, and also in Holland it's most of the time southwest. So now it's from the right and more on shore. That's a little bit different, but I was here a week before, so to train a little bit and to use to the conditions. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So
great, good job. We're looking forward to you performing out on the water. So happy to have you here.
Thank
and
you.
looking forward to the whole week with you. Thank you so much for talking with me, and we look forward to seeing you out in the water. Thanks so much.
Great to hear from Suzanne there. She was she caught up with Justine there down on the beach, and rider from the Netherlands. She was on tour last year. She was charging some huge waves in some of those big swells we had down in Mauritius for our first event of 2011. So if you're just joining us, once again, this is the EDP Kitesurf Pro Cascais. This is day 6, and we have made the call to put this thing on hold for the day until 4 p.m. as you can see there in the upper right hand corner of your screen, as Ben is so kindly pointing out there. So we are going to keep this thing on hold, hopefully go for a little surf. The conditions out there are looking super fun. It's oil slick glass out there at the moment, and great little waves pouring in. So we're going to throw our wetsuits on and take a little paddle out and wait for that 4 p.m. call.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't continue its non-wind condition for the rest of the day. But we're going to have to wait and see. We're hoping that this marine layer burns off and that the rain kind of lets up a little bit. It's kind of been drizzling a little bit out there over the last hour. And we'll catch up back with you at 4 p.m. for the next update. Until then, I'm Ben Meyer.
And I'm Sky Solbach, and thank you guys so much for tuning in to the morning show here on day 6.
Coffee talk.
And we will see you this afternoon at 4 p.m. local Guincho time. This is your 4 p.m. update here at beautiful Gincho Beach for the EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais 2012. We see a few surfers out there enjoying this afternoon lineup, and as you are able to see out there, not a lot of wind at the moment, so we just got word from our contest directors that we are going to call off the competition for this afternoon, and we will have our first call tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So competition has been called off for the day, and as you can see there in the top right hand corner of your screen, and as you heard that little sound effect, the next call will come at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, Ben.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you can see on our overhead cam here, that marine layer actually kind of thickened up even a little bit over the last few hours, so pretty much giving no possible chance for any of that to burn off and push any kind of clearing winds through and into the beach. So it actually seems at least as glassy. I mean, it's not as glassy as we saw this morning, but there's a little bit of texture on the water, but definitely nothing pushing in that would make the contest contestable under any conditions that we can see.
Yeah, and taking a closer look at our updated forecast models, it's actually looking promising for a bit of wind tomorrow and into the weekend. So we're hoping to get this thing underway tomorrow, hopefully at 10 a.m., if not by early afternoon, and then into the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Looks like building northwesterly winds and plenty of swell out there. We're going to have, as we already see out here at the moment, about chest to head high surf, and we're looking for another reinforcement to fill in through tomorrow into the 2 meter plus range with a decent period. So we're going to have some great waves on offer as well.
Yeah, right now the forecast is calling, I believe, for tomorrow evening to be in that 17 to 20 knot range, and hopefully that shows up for tomorrow, and it looks about to be the same, maybe even a little stronger as we get into Friday and Saturday. So again, bummed out we can't start running heats today, but the forecast is looking promising to be able to get this thing going within the next day or two, Sky. And I know the waves have been cooperating as we again take a look at a couple of the surfers who are out there enjoying this afternoon. You and I got a chance to paddle out a bit earlier today and have some fun, and it's great wave conditions out there. And it's just been getting better as the day's been going on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had a super fun surf after the morning show this morning, and you know, a lot of the competitors out there, you know, just having a good time and enjoying the water, enjoying the beach, and yeah, they're, you know, just keeping ourselves busy and kind of waiting around. And we do still have 4 days left in the holding period, and it looks, as we said, that it's going to be windier through the next few days. So still plenty of time to run this competition, and we can't wait to get this thing underway, that's for sure.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is the 4 p.m. call, and officially it's been postponed for the day. Riders have been released, and next call will be tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. with first possible start 10:30 a.m. We are going to step away for 1 minute, and when we return, we are going to have athlete and tour president Christine Boza with us in the control room, and we're going to have a chance to catch up with her, ask her a few questions, and see what her mindset is going into the event, both as an athlete and kind of ask a few questions about the organization of the event. So stay tuned, we'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to the 4 p.m. update. As you can see in the top right-hand corner of your screen there, the next call will come at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. But for the time being, as you can see, we have a special guest here in the studio joining Ben and I.
What's up, Christine?
Hey, you guys. An honor to be here.
Thanks a lot for joining the show here. You're an athlete and now obviously a very accomplished athlete with 9 world championship titles under your belt, and you've been competing for a very long time. Coming into this event here in Gincho, you obviously have a lot more responsibilities now, not only as an athlete, but also now as our tour president and organizer. How have things changed for you as an athlete going into this event versus how you used to look at an event just competing and now having that extra responsibility on your shoulders of organizing the thing as well?
Well, for myself as an athlete, actually everything has changed. I used to just go to an event and focus on competition and competing and performing well. I brought a couple of books, I stayed in my own room and just relaxed between the competition, and it was actually really quite relaxing. I always thought it was hard back then, competing, so stressful, burnt out after each event, but yet it was really quite easy compared to now. I think it's actually great to see quite a few riders are now getting involved with the tour, and we have a lot of the riders helping us, and they're stepping up and not just being competitors and athletes themselves, but also taking on more responsibility. And that's what has happened to me, just a lot more responsibility now.
Do you feel like it's a lot of responsibility, or is that not the proper word? Like, do you look at, a lot of times when you hear the word responsibility, it kind of has a negative connotation, but sometimes responsibility is a good thing because it kind of gives you an opportunity to take what you have and especially in this case with the tour, present a product and present an event that you and all of the competitors can be very proud of, the way that the sport's being perceived by the public, both on the live stream and in all of the media outlets. So again, do you feel that that's a responsibility that is a kind of a weight on your shoulders, or is a responsibility that actually you look forward to in trying to take this platform and put it out to everybody for the world to see?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. I think it's both. The responsibility, I can definitely feel it. The pressure is on. I'm a perfectionist, so I really want everything to go well for the tour, and we established the tour in the first place to really show the sport in its best possible light. So, we really want to perform, and that obviously puts the pressure on. So there is a responsibility, but also on the other hand side, I think you're totally right. It's a great opportunity, not only for us as athletes or for all the athletes here, but also for the sport. And that obviously has a very positive touch as well. It's great, and I don't think we would want to change anything that we're here sitting in the live stream booth with you guys, and you guys are doing a great job, and so is the whole team, and it's fun to be involved with everyone and to be able to hopefully do something good for the sport.
Well, I know that everybody who wandering around, again, it takes an army to put something like this together, but it also takes a general to make sure everybody's doing the right thing. But I know walking around and talking to the competitors and talking to the team, everybody are friends first and foremost, and everybody actually likes everyone that they're working with, trying to create this thing. And I think that vision, it starts from kind of sharing that same vision of really wanting to work hard to produce something that everyone can be proud of. And I think you should be proud of where we are in this position, and I hope that comes across to everybody who's watching live at home and in all of the media, that attention that this tour gets, because it's really run by people who care a lot about it, and it starts there. It starts with that vision, and your Cascais' original vision was to capture that rider's spirit, I believe, and put that first and foremost above everything else. And I think that our viewers at home and everyone else who sort of follows the event can see that it starts from that passion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's pretty interesting. A pretty interesting point. That a lot of it just comes from passion and wanting to, and just getting the right people involved and showcasing the sport the way that we see it. Do you feel like, last year we had some great events, amazing events.
Mm-hmm.
We live streamed. We did a lot of great things. We didn't have any prize money last year. This year we do have prize money, so there is more incentive, obviously, for riders to show up. Do you feel like the vibe has changed at all this year? Do you think that growing quickly and the tour becoming bigger is going to change that vibe, or how do you think that's going to affect the tour?
Luckily, I really didn't feel that much change. 15,000 euros prize money is a lot more than we had last year, but it's not a huge prize money. And when we established the prize money split, we also really put focus on splitting it fairly, so that it's broken down into the lower ranks as well, so that the riders that are probably not top sponsored riders will also get a little bit of an incentive. but also we were really focusing on not having the top first place getting that much prize money, and there isn't so much difference between the actual places, so that the competition is not focused around the prize money. And I think that's really important for us as a tour, that, you know, the whole friendship between the riders doesn't just get disturbed or interrupted because of a little bit of prize money. And the great vibe here on the tour, I think, is still the same as we had last year, no matter if prize money or not. And I really like that and appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely the feeling around the camp here, is that, you know, we're all here for the same reason. We're all here to, you know, not only support the sport and push it out there, but, you know, we all want to be here to be part of that progression, also from a riding standpoint, you know, and just be part of that energy that is coming together and pushing the progression of the sport, and showcasing the style of riding that's going on in the sport right now.
Again, we are in a postponement for the day. The event has been called off if you're just joining us. This is the 4 p.m. call. Conditions aren't conducive to running the contest this afternoon, so the head judge and the contest director have called it off for the day, released the riders until tomorrow morning 10 a.m. will be the first call, with a first possible start at 10:30. As we said before, the forecast looks favorable for tomorrow afternoon, but again, we just have to wait and see what that brings in the morning. We are currently sitting with Christine Buza. I'm Ben Meyer. This is Sky Solbach. Joining you live from our bird's nest, and you can see our bird's nest view out from our window here, checking out the surf lineup, and again the swell that's rolling in, and it's been doing nothing but this all day long. We just can't wait to get a little bit of wind on that and get these riders out and going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a great day, you know, regardless, even though we didn't have wind, you know, we've been kind of you know, sitting up here, as we said, in our little bird's nest and kind of watching the tide go in and out, and we're able to just kind of pick off the best tide and paddle out there and catch a few waves on the incoming tide, and I think this evening, as the tide drops, it's also going to be really fun. So you know, everyone just having a good time, and I just would like to ask Christine here one more question before we are out of here for the day, and just kind of switching gears a little bit from contest organizer back to you personally as a rider. What's your, you know, what was your off season like, and you know, did you train, and what are your expectations going into the event, and are you looking forward to getting out there in your first heat?
I'm always looking forward to getting out there, that's for sure, but I had a great off season. I had 3 weeks in Western Australia and then spent 2 months on Maui, where we're going to have our last event this year. So that was awesome. I totally enjoyed every minute on the water. I was really happy that I actually got to ride. And I am really just waiting for the wind to come so I can get out there with everyone else too.
Yeah, you know, we can't wait for the wind to fill in here, hopefully tomorrow, and we can get this thing underway. So as you see a nice little left-hander there on the bank, that's basically right in the center of the competition area. You can see that rock up in the top of your screen. That's kind of the upwind boundary of the competition area, and kind of where those surfers are paddling out is basically the main peak here at Gincho Beach. So we can't wait to see hopefully a little 20-knot breeze filling in on that peak tomorrow, and we can get this thing underway and finish off round 1 of the men's, and then move straight into round 1 of the ladies, and then we will hopefully be able to run off quite a few heats tomorrow afternoon.
Fingers crossed for sure. We would like to give a quick shout out to our main title sponsor, EDP, for heading up this event. Again, powered by nature. We had a chance to check out some of their brochures, and it's pretty cool how their sort of company mantra is harnessing wind power and turning it into renewable energy, which is the most abundant natural resource on Earth next to water, I think.
And of course, that brochure, as we noticed there, was printed on 100% recycled paper.
That's right. Important if you're going to be an environmentally friendly energy company. We'd also like to thank our industry sponsors, Underground, Nash, North, Cabrina, Ozone, and F1, with a special shout out to Best Kiteboarding being the title industry sponsor for the event. Again, launching one of their new kites over this weekend, the Cabo, which you'll see the best team riders on during this event as their wave-specific kite. Can't forget the city of Cascais, been gracious hosts, beautiful surrounding country. We'd like to also thank Nissan and TMN, Nissan specifically for our automobiles and running around. And
yeah, I mean, they gave us a couple of, or a few SUVs. We've been motoring around the place and zipping around Cascais, and those things have been really fun.
Yeah.
So huge thanks to Nissan for,
and on the
us.
lazy days, we've been going, tossing some surfboards into there and going to check out some other the local spots that are close by here to Guincho Beach.
Yeah, some incredible beaches all up and down this coastline. So if you've never been here, come and check it out. Cascais, one of the most beautiful places in the world.
We'd also like to thank our lunch sponsor, where Sky was telling me earlier today, hey man, I'm hungry. And I said, hey man, don't tell me, tell a pizza.
So a huge thanks to Telepizza for bringing us stacks of hot pies every day. We've certainly been enjoying those and keeping us fed and happy. We'd also like to thank TMN for providing the internet here for us to be able to bring you these live images. And of course, Bonji Cafe, which we've seen a lot of in the morning shows. Those espressos keeping us, keeping our jaws lubed and going in the morning.
Yep, espresso mornings. They've been come to know at the Sky and Ben Solbach show. Sky and Ben Solbach?
Ben Solbach.
Ben Solbach show. Yeah. You know what we mean.
Yeah, we got it.
Anyway, again, just to reiterate, we're on hold until tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Riders have been released for today. We have been blessed to have been joined by Christine Buza here in the control tower, the control center, HQ.
Thanks you guys for having me. It's been an honor. You are doing an awesome job.
Yeah, most of the day we're just sitting up here laughing at each other's jokes and, and having
Which is
fun.
good too.
But
somebody that's happy.
We definitely can't wait to be up here commentating the live heats. We're amped about it, psyched to be able to bring you the competition of some truly spectacular riders that we've had a chance to see in the first couple of heats of the first round, and then in the warm-up days for sure. So we all can't wait to get this going. Thanks again for tuning in. Tomorrow again, 10 a.m. You'll see our smiling faces again with some espressos.
Anyways.
That's right. So thanks once again, you guys, for tuning in. Have a great evening if you're on European time, or mornings, afternoons. I don't know where we got people tuning in from, but have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. And signing off from Cascais, I'm Ben. Sorry, no, I'm not Ben. I'm Sky Solbach.
Maybe we should just switch names. It seems to be what we want to do today.
There we go.
I'm Sky, and this is Ben. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.